Great question.
I mean, when you amass that many yards, I don't know what else to say.
Personally, I thought it was a game for the ages for him. Ripped off some long. Contest, didn't he?
He did indeed. Some very long runs, and that total
Words.
is scary. On the move to his left. 5 yards on the scramble, and that's enough to pick up the first.
As he came to the line of scrimmage, he knew he didn't need much to reset the chain, so when he saw the space he needed, no hesitation. He went to the marker and got his guys a first down.
Boy, nowhere to go at all on that first down run as they will get to him behind the line of scrimmage.
Can you see my stream now?
9-1 on the year. They've been as hot as anyone. The win
I was tabbed out.
makes it 9 out of 10.
And partner, to me, this is a team that no matter what the matchup,
I play Kansas City.
They are really suited for the postseason.
Unstoppable force.
And I would not want to face them come playoff time.
You know.
It's a gain of 12, and the Packers
Let's force turnovers.
Another good run there for a guy who, remember, on Wednesday
Because it'll go well.
NFC Offensive Player of the Week for what he did a week ago.
Yeah, and you know it takes some solid runs and some extra special ones in order to win that type of an award. I think he's locked in and wants to get it done a second time.
Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. Love. Pressure comes in. He's brought down. It's a Panther sack. They push him back 8 yards that time on 2nd down. The 7th play now of this opening drive. This is 3rd and long, though. To throw now. Here's Love. That is caught. Touchdown. Christian Watson.
Why is my kicker constantly in my my players thing? Is it because my guys are hurt? Is that what's happening? That's putting my kicker there.
They'll start on the ground here on 1st down. And a short gain here as he gets it up only to about the 6. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Robinson with
I won't.
carry.
No. I refuse. I'll kick it out of bounds every time.
Down in the backfield. It's a loss of a yard, so it's back to 3rd and 10.
What?
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault.
We were just confused.
Hasn't given him much space.
Oh, more shit's coming out about Vincent Kennedy McMahon, by the way. It's getting worse. Does she know about it? No, I was just wondering if you guys knew. It's getting worse. I did hear a great theory that somebody said that it's only coming out because they're trying to get to Trump, because Trump's friends with McMahon. Vince McMahon, WWE chairman, former, wrestling, World Wrestling Federation. You know The Rock, Dwayne Johnson? That's what he used to do. So, Vincent Kennedy McMahon was the owner. Mr. McMahon was his on-screen persona, big in the 90s before any of us were born. He bought it from his dad in the 80s, single-handedly changed the landscape of wrestling, because wrestling used to be a territory-based thing, where basically there was tiny little places that had local stars. He bought up all of those and ended up, making one big federation. Basically, he employed a woman named Jeanette, who turned out to be like younger than us, basically just to be his sex deviant. Turns out he had like a rape room and like shit on her head, literally, and like pimped her out to fellow stars and stuff. That's not where that ball was supposed to go. Stuff like that. Very not good stuff. He had like dildos named after professional wrestlers that he used. It was real bad stuff.
The Packer offense ready
He was in a threesome and shit on her head, so I guess with a physical therapist of some sort. So it's not funny, but it's funny, right? Yeah, it's fucked up. So I guess she was like being financially manipulated because he like employed her in exchange for all the sex stuff. Like Brock Lesnar, UFC champion and all that, was like offered her as part of a deal for re-signing, and he asked her. He like got the number from Vince, and like Vince made her send a video of her pissing or something to Brock Lesnar because I guess he's into that sort of thing, and like it's just all around not savory. Well, yeah, you're right. I don't think she meant for that to happen because, quote, some of the text messages she got were like, no means yes for this bitch. And it's hard to say no when there's a cock shoved down her throat. And like, it's not good. And like, he paid her $1 million to sign an NDA. And I mind you, this woman took this job because she was introduced. She lived in an apartment building where he had a condo and was introduced by the building manager. And her mom and dad had just died. Their house foreclosed, and she was like out of money. She was like 20, never had a job before, so she needed a job. And in exchange for this, then she got pimped out to John Laurinaitis, or Johnny Ace, head of talent people. He basically handled all the wrestler stuff, who cheated on his cancer-ridden wife with this woman and was, quote, served breakfast, which was just her. And like they had the rape room at Titan Towers, which is the WWE headquarters. And like it's bad. It's not good. He resigned after Slim Jim cut their sponsorship. He of the Royal Rumble, he like resigned from the company. Yeah, it was Slim Jim that caused him to resign. It was not good. Disgusting? Yes.
And this will be a Packers first down as he's got this up to the 45-yard
I did not.
line.
We don't talk about it very often, but sometimes there's a dip in intensity when you start the second half.
Oh, yeah, that's not good. Hold on, I'm getting text.
About right there. He ran right through that weak tackle attempt.
No, actually, it's the opposite. It's freezing.
Now a nice throw here, right side.
Apparently, it's freezing.
Touchdown, Packers. Now the offense back out onto the field as they'll take over here in the final minute of this third quarter. They'll start this drive out on the ground. Oh, he bowls over it. And right around the 20, he'll head out of bounds. They were looking for a cushion from that end zone. He gave it to him. 15 big yards.
I guess it's good we can't really read the mind of the defensive coordinator now, huh?
Had him pinned back there deep.
But yeah, so Vince McMahon, not a good person. And the question has now become who knew what and for how long. A lot of people, we all know people knew, but it was how many people knew.
Jordan Love ready on first down here. Escaping the pressure right.
And like, was there people in a position to do something about it who knew? Like the theory goes, his daughter Stephanie left the company after the investigation started into all the millions of dollars he spent. And like then she came back when he left temporarily, and then she left again when he came back. So like, did she know? Like his relationship with his son Shane, like they were never seeing eye to eye. Did Shane know something about it? And that's why he left all those years ago. It's crazy story, dude. If it wasn't owned by the guys who own UFC, I could see the WWE going under. It's that level of disgusting because for decades, as a wrestling fan who's loved wrestling for the better part of 15 years, Vince McMahon, yeah. Oh, it can't be. You can't even have McMahon anywhere the name McMahon involved. He's not even on their website anymore. Like, no, they have an alumni section for all sorts of people. Like, I thought the Chris Benoit thing was awful, but like, so.
Again, it's Love. Rolling to his right. His throw incomplete.
So it's bad. I feel sick because, like, regardless if you want to say like some part of it was probably
Past the 20. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to
who?
the 10. 96 yards
Oh yeah,
rushing
this
for
Sean
him. He has been
Weinstein.
tremendous all day long. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come
It's just, if it wasn't owned by Endeavor and became TKO's what it is now, like, it might not exist anymore. Like, there was always rumors in like the 90s after the steroid scandals, and there was a girl named Rita who was like a hooker who like got forced in the back of a limousine and stuff. There's always been unsavory rumors. And a lot of people say the best wrestlers and wrestling personalities are just the person turned up to 11. Like Stone Cold Steve Austin or The Rock was just them, but, you know, took up a notch, right? But, like, who knew Vince McMahon's antics about, like, wanting to bang his daughter and stuff was him toned down? Like, that's crazy. He proposed a storyline once where he was the father of his daughter's child. And when she turned that down, he's like, all right, what about your brother instead? So he's always been a little bit of a weird dude.
Both offenses have been clicking in this one. A lot of points on the board. We'll see if that trend continues.
That's what you have a problem with. Not the rape room. He also, I feel I should point out, he agreed to a $3 million NDA with her. He spent, you know, $8 million on one other lady, and then another. They all in all, I think it was something like $15 or $16 million. If that's the kind of crap he did, and only a $3 million payout, imagine what he did for, you know, the $7 million one. Like, what the fuck did this man do to people? And it's fucking disgusting. Even if it, like, a lot of people are like, some part of it had to be consensual. I don't think any person would consent to getting shit on, like, literally. Except Odell Beckham, because he's into that, I guess. Dippy gets that joke.
I guess the simple question, why not just take a knee there?
I don't understand either why you would take any sort of a chance. We've seen it happen in the game of football. Doesn't matter whether you've watched high school.
How far is this?
Some people get a little greedy.
75. I'm gonna try it.
And it can backfire on them.
And he has a Packer first down, and that should be the one that
it's the end of half, so
it'll go as a gain of 9, and that should write an ending to this one.
Well,
yeah.
That's a carry they have to be satisfied with.
Yeah.
Throughout this game, they've been satisfied.
It was worth a shot.
He's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense
yeah, so it's bad. There's a lot of text messages. My buddy James sent me like an AI voice version of reading out Vince reading one of it. What? I mean, it's a big story. I care. I enjoy wrestling and wrestling history, so living through this is kind of nuts. I would not be surprised. It's bad, dude. Right before, mind you, WrestleMania is in like 2 months. Like right before WrestleMania season. Like the Royal Rumble was this past Saturday, the second biggest pay-per-view of the year. And this came out on like last Wednesday. They sold to Netflix on Monday for $5 billion. The Rock on Tuesday, became board of directors, a member of the board of directors, and Wednesday, Vince McMahon shit on a lady's head. So, it's been an up and down week for WWE, I'm going to be honest. It will probably go down as one of the most nuts